live now? But we're not technically live.
No, I don't see that on there. Am I supposed to see it?
Yeah, it takes a second.
Okay.
Looking at gallery today, so that's good. We're gonna scroll. We'll scroll. Yeah. Are we on? We're there?
Mm-hmm.
Remember our sign yesterday? We've improved our sign. Our technology is getting better. So, remember the old movies? I was talking about the old movies.
Oh yeah, they hold up. The silent movies that have to tell you what they were thinking.
Well, that's
'cause you
what we were
couldn't hear.
yesterday,
Yeah.
but we're high tech now. We got
Okay.
a scrolling sign.
Oh, nice.
All
See
we're
how it
doing
works.
is we're killing time here
Okay.
until we hit 11:05. So we're going to scroll across.
11:04.
11:04. So we're almost live at 11:05. It keeps scrolling away.
We need another person down on the very end. You want to scroll at that part.
Okay. You can scroll across that here. SpiritCars.com. There's nothing. Hey, if somebody behind there, they could jump out, but maybe next time. We're getting pretty close to 11:05, and I'm going to say if we're not,
It's 11:04.
11:04.
Turn the microphone.
We're here. Hello, welcome. We're live at 11:05. I'm here with my friend Ernie, the Hot Rod Man.
Hello.
We've known each other for a while. We've worked together for a while, and we're both car builders. We have Josh, the voice of Spirit Cars, behind the camera today, so he does color for us once in a while. So we did our first live primetime show last night.
Yeah, I watched that.
Did you watch it?
Yep, it was good.
I was struggling bad. It was like when you do 38 or 40 minutes, whatever it was, what do you say next? So there was a good suggestion. Hey, why don't you have a guest? I don't know if they were saying you're not good enough to do this by yourself or you just need something else.
Yeah.
So thanks for being
Well,
here.
turn it into a party. It's always more fun to have a party than it is to be sitting home by all alone.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, we've talked about that over and over and over. That's what hot rodding's about. It's about the fellowship, really. And the ideas build, and when you get with this guy, it starts with, there's not even an idea, and by the time you're done,
Well, you know, that's the cutting edge of street rodding is reaching out in the brain. I like to call it the id. That's where you reach in there and you assemble your hot rod in your mind, and then it's a matter of just gathering the parts and putting them together. You know, wherever you get your parts doesn't matter. If it's created in your mind first, then you can go out into the shop hammering away, and it's always a lot more fun if you have a friend, because then it's a hot rod building party and not a pity party, you know. And
good point.
and you can thrive on excitement, you know.
Now, I just thought about something, though. Everybody don't see things the same. We were building the floor the other day, and you probably look at things the same way I do, but I look at shapes.
Mhm.
So I have a tough time remembering names. But if I'm building something and I need a shape, for some reason I can go, oh, I remember where a shape like that was, and I can go grab it. You can build something in your mind, and I have that problem. I can build it in my mind, and once I'm done building it, I've already built it, so I move on to the next project before everybody can see it. Now, Ann is not that way.
Yeah.
She's attention to detail, and she's got some skills when it comes to detailing things and skills that I don't have.
Yeah, some people say, well, how much is this going to cost? But it doesn't matter how much it's going to cost in my mind, because it'll come from somewhere. Something will happen that'll make it happen, you know. All I got to do is see it, and then
You still have that freedom. I'm in the corporate world now. I have to work with budgets, and it's got to have at least I get to be in the R&D department. So I guess all old guys, if you like to work with your hands, your goal is you get old and you have tools and a workshop to play with. So I got old and I have a workshop to play with, and there's tools, and the better part of that, even there's operators for a lot of the tools, so I don't even have to do some of the stuff. I can just share my idea. I got a question for you. I'll make a story first, and then I got a question for you.
okay, just
I
keep
did.
telling bedtime stories.
Well, I don't want to put you to sleep. A long time ago, I was teaching I think they were high schoolers, a Sunday school class, and we were kind of looking at the Gospels and looking at how people looked at things different.
Mhm.
So they didn't really know Ann, my wife, but I had her in I had to really talk her into this, but I had her come in, her hair in rollers, in a robe, just come rushing into the class in a frazzle, looking for her glimmer. And she's looking, and did anybody see it? And and shoot, off she went.
Mm-hmm.
And I acted as surprised as everybody else in the class. Then I asked them all, what just happened here? Now we all just watched and seen the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
What just happened here though? Do you remember, and there's a night when the Spirit didn't have a name at the point, but Spirit started. Do you remember the night that happened?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember cooking a hot dog that night.
Okay, so at least we have the same time and place. So what's your story? What's your story? What happened?
Well, we created the same way a hot rod's created. We created a vision in the mind, and as soon as that vision was created in the mind, it was just a matter of going through the motions, and you can't stop the day. You can't stop the day from happening. Tomorrow's going to come, and it just one day at a time, and things unfold. But it unfolds because you create it in your mind first, the same way as you build a car, same way as you build anything. And driving over here, I was thinking about interaction with customer interaction, and what kind of things, I was going to ask you what kind of things you had going on with customer interaction, because a lot of times people can play the game with you and they don't even know they're playing it. And they can bring things to the table. It's like the stone soup idea. Everybody contributes and everybody gets something out of the pot at the end. And so when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about, you got to sponsor like a design contest, a coloring contest, or a doodle. Send in a doodle, and then we'll have a contest at the end and see where that contest leads. The main prize that you get out of this thing is you'll get to add it to your resume, car designer, because I won this contest. And put age limit 5 years old to 105. Nobody older than 105 or younger than 5 years old.
So we started with no idea. I love that one. I love that one.
Well,
I'm not going to stop you, except I'm going to take you back.
Okay.
This is a Boy Scout campout.
Yeah.
Now,
I have a tendency to ramble.
so do I. So we're going to ramble back and forth, but we're going to bring it back because I have an ending. So
Okay.
I always have a start. We figure it out usually about a minute before we start going, and then there's usually an ending. What I want to get to is the ending of what we started at that Boy Scout meeting. Now all the kids were in bed. All the other leaders were in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting around the campfire. And you had the mold for a tea bucket. And I had a body shop. We didn't work together. And you didn't want to do it no more. And I said, no, you need to do it. He was going to sell it. And I said, no, I'll just, well, whatever it was. I think I told you I'd buy it from you and put it in storage. And when you change your mind again, you could just buy it back or whatever. But we said, no, that didn't do it. So we envisioned Spirit into Spirit cars. Didn't have a name, but we were going to build hot rods. So we built that in our mind. That happened like that fast. You remember the reason we were going to do that?
Not really.
Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I built it in my mind and didn't share it with you at the time, or maybe no. I'm sure we talked about it. Let me just say one word: hydrogen.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So why do we even want to start it?
Yeah, it's a good idea, man. That works. Hydrogen works, and it's the cleanest burning fuel there is, and it's free. So somebody needs to carry that torch.
We're hot rod guys. We're both hot rod guys. We're accustomed to building cool cars. I mean, and it's not. I'm not trying to brag. It's just there's a lot of people who do what we do. You all do what we do, and you know what it's like. You pull into a gas station and people are just like, they think you're something because of your car. You're not.
Yeah.
I don't like that aspect of
Yeah.
it. But since we build cool cars, I figured we can determine what's cool. And I had really thought about the hybrid thing being more the trend where we were going to go. And and I believe you're right. Hydrogen will, in 20 years from now, if you see this from 20 years from now, hydrogen will be a power source that.
Yeah, we'll have to do something.
Yeah,
That's all
that'll
there is
happen.
to it.
So we're like, well, we can build hot rod cars, but while we're doing that, we can do the design. I work with some of them electrical engineers that build electric cars, and my goodness, they had no concept of design, or no concept of chassis engineering, or they had baling and wire and everything else, but they could put the electronics and stuff together. So I had a vision in the very beginning that we could use this as a platform to create something that, an efficient car that's cool.
Mhm.
So what is a hot rod?
A hot rod, number one rule of hot rodding is there are no rules. So with that in mind, how do you describe something that has no rules? You know, it's cutting edge technology of creativity, and that's a hot rod. Number two rule is make it lighter, you'll make it faster. So, you know, power to weight ratio, you know, there's a lot of real fast electric cars, and there's a lot of real fast hydrogen cars. You know, a guy named Bob Boyce created a system to build a speedboat and was winning races, and was running on hydrogen fuel cell. You know, everyone was wondering, you know, what is he burning for fuel? You know, so you know, you can take it anywhere. You could build a hot rod boat, same way as you could build a hot rod airplane or car or anything else, or blend anything you want to. You know, it's an art form as much as it is a machine.
I like to think it's an art form. Now, what are you doing? What's your life today? What's your projects?
Well, I'm living out in the national forest.
Not fair.
It's,
Not
you know,
fair at all.
Working mostly alone all by myself, and you know, they say that you need to get at least 30 minutes a day exercise. Well, I get 30 minutes a day just scratching my chigger bites. But you know, I'm building a couple of rat rods right now, and thinking about all the possibilities of things that I can build in the future. And you know, it's a lot of fun. When people come to visit out there, you know, it's just all about the visit and entertainment, and seeing what's happening in the shop, because you know there is no other world going around, it seems like. So.
Not too long before Norm Grabowski died, we were talking about his next project, and I thought about that immediately when you said about doodling and making your. I mean, it would be in your resume. Draw a car. I mean, some kids are drawing some awesome cars. I've got something Jesse James drew when he made a little sculpture, and your son is very creative. That's my son, Jesse James, and Colby, and we were just talking earlier how creative he is in doing upholstery. But Norm, he used to ask about you all the time. Him and I got pretty close. I've even got one of his skulls there. But
yeah, and old Norm's a cool dude.
he would show up, and he would get the creative juices flowing. And he had no problem telling you if he liked it or not, or giving you his opinion. It just, there it is. But he had some good ideas. So what's the future going to hold?
No telling. You know, it changes every minute.
What about this new technology?
That's cool. It's cool. It's going to bring people together to create, you know, whether they're out in the woods or in a city somewhere. You know, they're going to be sharing their ideas, and they're going to be blending technologies, and they're going to be coming up with some fantastic creations, and it's an awesome world.
Is it a big sandbox we can all play in?
Yeah, just keep the cats out.
You said it much better than me. I was trying to figure out in the back of my mind. We have a big sandbox, but maybe not everybody gets to play it. There's different cultures and different worlds, and we like to play nice. So not that it always happens, but with this technology, I was talking. I've just been researching it. You can do a call-in. We could have another person live with us. You could do live from the National Forest. We could insert some videos. We could do a lot of different things. I don't want to create another reality show.
Yeah.
I was talking with the folks around here, and really, what are we? And I know you're really good at this. You were telling me about somebody we both know who was kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
You're being a cheerleader.
You know, we've all been there, you know. We've all been down in the dumps, you know, and kind of in a slump. But you know, when a guy's got a good hot rodding buddy that calls up and, you know, gets your juices flowing again, and you know, tells you how it is, and helps you get out of that funk, you know, it really helps a lot. It reminds me of my favorite saying by Buffalo Bill. You know, it's easy to have friends when the grass is green and clean. You know, it's a totally different thing when the grass is brown and the chips are down. Then it's nice to have a friend around.
We want to play in our sandbox?
Sure.
We do it Thursday night. Whenever you're in town, we would love to have you come by. I know when the two of us starts building a project, we don't know where we're going to start, except whatever we look around, what's laying around, and something comes out of it, whether it be a sculpture. There's a Idea Man sculpture outside that's kind of become a mascot for this company, or I'm
yeah,
not
we
sure.
should walk around and look at some of the cool stuff you got going around here. There's some fantastic, cool idea starters that just I love to come through the shop and just see stuff. You know, it just triggers my mind every time I look at something new. It just, you know, it's like stirring all that energy in my brain. You know, it just gets me excited again, and it keeps me wanting to just keep creating. You know.
Well, I've kind of promised to keep this around 10 to 12 minutes during the day. And again, I don't. Do you ever watch? You're like me.
I don't care. You
Nobody.
watch.
It's 20.
I live in the national
Twenty.
I've been
forest.
on 20 minutes.
When
And
the
I
sun goes
apologize
down.
if you stayed for 20 minutes. I just enjoyed talking to Ernie. We've been really trying to keep this at 10 to 12
Hey,
minutes.
we've talked through lunch, we've talked all night, you know, we've done a lot of things. And you know, the thing that's cool about that when you're working together with a buddy is time flies when you're having fun.
You know,
time just disappears.
You frustrate people. I've had people say, Ernie, I just can't get him to do nothing. I say, you don't know Ernie. You can't pay enough money to get Ernie to do anything. But if he's on a project he wants to get done, you can't stop him, and it doesn't matter what you try to do. So
That's
it's
right.
not everybody looks that way. I have been reading out of this awesome book by this guy, Ernie Gilcrease. It's called Pass It On. And is this available on somewhere? This is our commercial.
You can get it on Amazon.
Get it on
was a little
Amazon.
fun project that I started a while back, and just, you know, I wrote 2 books before I even stopped. And you know, it's just a little project that I just thought about, and wanted to do it, and did it. And
Well, this is the hot rod man. This is the guy that's writing these little quotes. And what I've been saying, these aren't quite have the weight of Proverbs, but they're right up there. So why don't you do this for us? Why don't you pick a couple?
oh no, you pick one. You know, I'm not gonna.
Well, then I'm going to go right in line,
Just-
because they're all just really good.
Just open it up and read one if you want.
I need my glasses, so that's a requirement. We teach our children to share and be kind. Wise parents practice what they preach. We're going to give them 2. Since you're here live and in person, we're going to give them 2 today. This is the bonus one. A fool looks for happiness in the future, but the wise create it in the present.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
we're making happiness.
You know,
hopefully y'all
if
got
we
some
talk
out of
about
this
how
today.
your day is or how bad your life is, and none of that matters. What matters is today, and what you make of today, and what you create today, and what you share with people around you today. That's all that matters, because you can't live yesterday. You can only live this moment, and hopefully more moments in the future. So,
And we live our moments in other people, because
Yeah.
we'll be gone soon enough.
Yeah.
So hopefully we do something
Yeah.
to push the next generation forward. Unfortunately, most of the people that are watching these live videos are watching somebody else play a game.
yeah.
It's crazy to me. So we've come to the end of our time today. I went a little over long. If you enjoyed it, you're still here. If I lost you after about the first 5 minutes, well, you missed this part, so sorry. We don't have the prize yet, but it's going to be a good one. Ernie was asking what the prize was going to be, and I said, well, I thought maybe it'd be a drawing from you. We haven't got that worked out yet. So if you share this, I don't care how you share it, just so we can see that you shared it from our Facebook page, all those names are going to go into a hat, and come Friday at noon, next Friday, not today, but next Friday at noon, We're just gonna pull a name out, and you're gonna get whatever it is we come up with, and we don't like to do junk around here, so it'll be something cool. So
Yeah.
thanks for coming, and
Thanks
thanks
for
for getting
having
in
me,
the
man.
Sandbox. We're gonna do this again. Y'all
Have
have a
fun.
good afternoon.